have tuned into the Guiding Voice podcast series. The Guiding Voice for a Better Future. Friends, I'm your host Navin Samala, just a fellow professional on a mission to make the world a better place to live. And through the Guiding Voice, we drive conversations that matter, conversations that add value to your life and to your career. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we are pleased to have Dr. Ragini Sahai as a special guest in this episode. And Dr. Ragini, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice, and I'm super excited to have you today.
Thank you. Myself, Dr. Ragini Sahai, I am an educator, academician, social development specialist. Three major things as of now I have done in my life. I have 25 years of experience. I did doctorate from Delhi University in social anthropology. So basically, I was into teaching undergraduate and postgraduate students on sociology and social anthropology. I also did a lot of projects of social development with international organizations like World Bank, UN, Planning Commission, Government of India, Ministry of Women and Child and Development, and a continuous research since I passed my post-graduation. After that, I developed a lot of interest in getting myself into gender-related research things. And my area of specialization has been mainly the gender part, the development, Indian development, human development, poverty-related issues, domestic violence, women's health, etc.
That's quite a lot, and you are working towards betterment of the society, so which is so great and so nice of you, Dr. Ragini. And can you also share your success mantra, as in what are the top three things that have attributed to your success so far?
I would say it's number one, a continuous hard work. None of us should think that there are some shortcut methods. Hard work is the key. We have to be very, very consistent throughout in our life when we are talking about this, achieving something, and then we have to the hard work. So hard work there is no excuse for the hard work. There are no alternatives for the hard work. Second thing is your being consistent in whatever you are doing, your honesty, your integrity with what you are doing. You should not be deviating in between. And then if you are consistent, doing it honestly, obviously you are reaching to your path. So honesty, integrity is the second key thing. And third, I would say, not the least, it's very important, is the love, trust, faith, companionship of all your near and dear ones. I would include my family members, I would include my teachers, I would include my friends, brothers, sisters, everyone. So all my near and dear ones, I have in some or the other way, family members, parents-in-laws, everybody contributes to us. And we should always take that as a positive thing. So if we are with our family, companionship, positively associated with them, we are surely going to achieve.
Awesome. I must confess, probably you must be the third person who mentioned about this companionship, especially acknowledging the fact that we are here because of our support system, family, friends, extended family, and everybody. But most of us, including me, also take it for granted. So thank you for reminding the importance of companionship. And I think each one of us should feel proud about it and also express gratitude, right? So amazing. And,
actually, it is a very hidden thing. It is consistently going in your life. But you are not calculating it every day. But it is there. It is a pillar. You cannot ignore it.
All right. Now let's focus on the gender studies stuff. When did you start on this gender studies, Dr. Ragini, and what made you to get into that? Like, was there any trigger point? Maybe someone near and dear experienced that kind of discrimination, or I don't know. I don't want to predict, but just would like to hear from you.
Okay. When I was a postgraduate student from 1986 to 88, it's long back. It's almost more than 35 years, let's say. So we used to have a course on women and society. There was a course in masters, And our teacher was really great, and she used to have a very good conversation in the classes with students. And students also used to raise a lot of things with respect to inequality, with respect to discrimination, whatever they felt in their day-to-day life. So let me tell you, even in that time, although there were a lot of girls in the class, but I would say it was not that majority of them were the girls. So there were
Mm.
still, boys dominating in the class, and a lot of things were, a lot of things were being managed through the boys only. Like some activity has to be done, so boys were called. Some, all those small things in the campus, and postgraduate classes. Maybe let's organizing a seminar. So mostly it was more into, boys were more focused. So that paper actually
Mm-hmm.
had certain topics which talked about discrimination, violence against women, status of women in India, what women actually, where they were discriminated, why they were discriminated, why these social institutions are like that, why women face such kind of things. So that actually, it actually started there. So I got a lot of interest, and it was a special paper, and I also got good marks in that paper. Then
Mm-hmm.
post my this finishing my MA in sociology, then I had to join this MPhil and PhD. I wanted to go into the research. So when I joined that course, so I spoke to my professor. I said that I want to do something where I want to study more on women. So there was a question from my professor: why do you want to study women separately? Women is also a part of the society.
Yeah.
So that was the view of professors at that time. So maybe, I mean, the trend is also there. Everything
Yeah.
has some trend, But at that
Mm-hmm.
time, sometime in 88, 89, 90, it was something very new that students or girls were saying that they want to specifically study some issues related to women, gender, inequality, discrimination, violence. So then gradually in India also it came up as a huge discipline. Today we have courses on gender studies.
Mm.
Today in India we have courses, master courses. I teach course on gender and development, gender and society. So it's like that. This is how it started. So when I took up the research, my MPhil and PhD, I took up the topic where I was focusing more on. It was a women centered topic.
Mm-hmm.
So my entire research was on interacting with the women, talking with the women, taking their documents, talking about their histories, understanding about their lives, and writing the research papers, thesis, etc. And then gradually, when I went into the job, I gradually got the job which was more or less related to gender aspects. This is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
so that is how it started, and that is how it went on, and even today I have so much of interest in this area.
Mm. So you mentioned about boys given certain importance, okay, during your college days, especially when it comes
Yeah.
to organizing events. And other than that, are there any most common examples of gender discrimination that you have witnessed in your field or industry?
Yeah, surely. When I started going for interviews
Mm-hmm.
in many organizations, I was married at quite younger age. I was a student when I was married. So I was doing MPhil. I was married just after my post graduation. So I built up my career, everything after that. So when I went for some interviews and I expressed people that I am interested in this kind of job, so mostly in the social development sector, the things which are expected from you is that you need to go to villages, need to go to districts, you need to go to the ground, you need to visit, you need to travel. So people who were sitting in the interviews, they had a preconceived notions that women may not be able to do, and their questions were that really pricked me. That would you be able to do? Would you be able to travel? Would you be able to do with your children? Would your children are small? You're this and that. So that was very weird that I
Mm.
found very weird. But being in a situation when you are sitting in front of someone and asking or giving an interview for a job, at that time I couldn't say anything, but I really felt it, that this is how the world perceives
Yeah.
that a woman may not be able to do many of the roles, so it's better to take a male.
Mm-hmm.
So you will not even believe that sometimes they used to talk, men used to be talking. Let's not take a young woman. Obviously, she is married, she will have children, so she will not be able to do. So better not take her. Better take a man. And that's how many women lose these opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is how women lose the opportunities. In my family, I never saw all such kind of things, discrimination between boys and girls. I never found that, neither in my parental family nor in my marital family. I didn't find
Mm-hmm.
all those things.
Mm-hmm.
But in society, I did see all those things, that yes, people, they do on very very small things. So in workplace, and when you are going out for work, when you are coming out as a professional, you realize that because of your particular gender, people feel that you may be incapable, or you may
Mm-hmm.
not be able to do the job.
Yeah, makes sense to me. And recently, I had a similar conversation, not on the gender discrimination as a whole episode topic, but I was referring to some diversity, equity, and inclusion part of it. And even I came across some of the situations where one of the guests on our show was denied a job because she was pregnant at that time and she was expecting a baby. So, likewise, we see these kind of incidents happening quite frequently. And no matter whether it is a small organization or big organization, still this kind of discrimination is existing, and that is the sad thing. Though organizations talk about diversity and inclusion, equity, but is it really followed by spirit or just by the letter? That is a question which we have to
Yeah, yeah,
ponder on.
that's true.
And just let's think about a woman, okay, who was denied a job just because she was able to get married or able to become a mother, or probably
Hmm.
think about some gender discrimination of a non-binary individual. Like how do you
Hmm.
think this gender discrimination is going to affect women and also non-binary individuals in the workplace and beyond?
See, when these women who are not given the opportunity, they are simply being denied, that because of their, not exactly being denied, but they are given that kind of environment, or they are given that kind of messages, or they are given those kinds of vibes,
Hmm.
that you may or may not be capable of handling or doing such kind of things. My own experiences with lot of working women, I have a
Hmm.
big circle, big network of working women, and I realized many of them, they just used to leave the job
Hmm.
instead of facing all those things
Yeah.
or standing up for themselves despite being qualified. So what was something was that which that women used to be thinking, that I may not be able to be setting up myself in this kind of environment where people are discriminating.
Yeah.
So women used to be just leaving that environment.
Hmm.
And you see, in India, you would find that lot of cases, working women leaving the job, or labor force participation, female labor force participation is actually lowering down. That could also be one of the reason that why either they are not getting the suitable job, either they are not getting the pay as per what they are wishing,
Hmm.
either it is not something which they feel that if I am qualified, I feel that I have to work in this kind of environment, and I
Yeah.
am not getting that environment. So what I am doing, I feel that I have enough money at home, my house can run, it's okay even if I don't work, even if I do something else,
Yeah.
even if I do something part time, or even if I do something later in my life, like that kind of things. These kinds of things do happen with lot of women who are qualified, but they get stuck into that kind of circumstances, and they themselves feel that they are not capable of handling such kind of environment.
Yeah.
So they feel that because people are discriminating, so let's show the back, let's get
Mm.
out of this nonsense place, maybe they'll get a better place. But it's not like that. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's only the women who have to stand up. It's only the women who have to speak up. It's only
Hmm.
the women who have to say, yes, we will do this job. Yes, I can do this job. So, in many even higher leadership
Mm.
positions,
Hmm.
many times amongst men and the man and the women, it's even many cases the man would also think that why should a woman go up?
Mm.
Why should she go up?
Yeah.
And I have also seen men telling women, you should better go to home if there is some mistake
Yeah.
by happens by the women. So men giving this kind of sarcastic comments, you should better go to home. So what does this indicate? The mindset of the people, mainly the men in the organization, they feel that why this workforce, female workforce, which has now, you see, a lot of women are now getting good degrees. If you see the results of 10th standard, 12th standard, I mean, they are doing so good.
Yeah.
IITs, JEE or NEET or all national level competitions, many women are doing very, very good.
Yeah.
But what happens when it comes to the job part?
Hmm.
So many of them are left behind.
Yeah.
They are not able to reach to that level which their male counterparts have reached.
Yeah. So potentially they might lose confidence on the system, right? And if the
Yes,
women or if
yes,
this even non-binary, if they are strong enough, probably they look for opportunity out elsewhere, which is the right thing to do. But probably they'll lose the trust. And my advice,
they
right,
will
in case
lose.
if yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's how they feel that they are not able to do.
yeah,
Many
mm,
of them are not able to face, but
yeah,
many of them are now learning. They are facing.
mm,
They are
mm,
doing. They need money also. They want salary also. They want to grow. They want to do the job. They want
mm,
to go high.
mm,
There are different circumstances,
yeah,
but it is there. It is
yeah.
embedded in our system.
And what do you think are the root causes for this gender discrimination, and how can we work to address those?
Yeah, you see, the root cause is all based on our learning right from the beginning, our own socialization, our own stereotypes in our system, Indian system, right from the very beginning. You know, the boy and the girl, the way they are made to learn different things.
Hmm.
So many things are changing also. But
Yeah,
this is also there. Many boys will be made fun if they cry. It's
yeah,
okay even if the boy is crying. Many girls will be discouraged to take up something very uh, putting up heavy things, or don't do something like masculine kind of things. They are discouraged. In
yeah,
fact, in many disciplines, I have taught to many engineering students. I saw that initially there used to be very few students in the engineering class, but over the years it has grown. Now there are some reasons that now these women, because they have a good academic background, and they got some good scores in a particular college, got a seat in good college, so they are doing, and they are doing good jobs also. But ideally, in many families, it is being very broadly categorized that the girls needs to be going in this and the boys needs to be doing in this. So important part is what is our socialization, how we are making our children, boys and the girls, to learn what are the different gender stereotypes, what the boys ought to be doing, what the girls ought to be doing, and gradually we are developed, or we are having that kind of picture.
yeah,
So in office workplace, it's a very common thing amongst men, telling the women, oh, you people have to cook also, oh, you people have to do this also, like that. These kinds of weird comments coming
mm,
from mostly from the male counterparts. So they are kind of showing that you have these domestic roles as well.
Yeah.
And that's very true also. It
Yeah.
is with us. Even the working women, there is a double burden of
Yeah.
undertaking all kinds of domestic responsibilities as well. So, root cause of this is our own socialization, our own learning patterns, be it a school, be it parents, be it family, extended family. We are learning these kinds of gender based stereotypes from our society only.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, this is a very valid point. Recently, I have attended a workshop called Change Makers, and this was organized by Parexel company, and they have invited a few external participants. I don't belong to that company, but there was
Hmm.
some healthy conversation among all the participants. And as you rightly mentioned, like if it is a boy, right, they say you should not cry, you should not enter into the kitchen. And if you are a girl, you are as if it
Mhm.
is taken for granted and you can cry. And if a boy is
Yeah,
crying, are you a
yeah.
girl? Why are you crying? Right. So those kind of
Mm.
things are we have been listening to them right from our childhood, and we are carrying that. And probably this gender discrimination should be a subject, okay, during the elementary school itself, and let the girl students and non-binary anybody, right, let them be aware of how we can really think progressively. That would be one of the key things in terms of how can we make it better. But again, you are the guru in this subject. I don't want to steal the thunder.
When you talk about the elementary schooling and school level, in the books, NCRT books also, these kinds of references are also there. Like they are trying to make people understand that discriminations
Mm,
are not to be there. I mean, now the
mm,
coming generation are being taught,
yeah.
but it takes time for society to change.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I think we have faced quite a lot
Yeah. Okay.
on this specific aspect.
Mhm.
Be it, I mean, workplace,
Yeah.
despite having good qualifications, degrees, or whatever, but
Mm,
these kinds of things are existing. I'm 100% sure of this.
absolutely. And now let's
Mhm.
think from the victim's perspective. Somebody, okay, who is experiencing this gender discrimination or bias in the
Mhm.
workplace or their personal life. What would be your advice to those kind of people who are victimized?
Yeah, this is very common now. People are being victimized. I mean, at home, at workplace, it is there. But the most important thing is we have laws for the women.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk of the workplace, we have laws related to sexual harassment at workplace.
Yeah.
All organizations are supposed to be implementing this, and all organizations are supposed to be hearing a woman complain. There has to be internal complaint committee, and women has to come up and give up their complaints. And every organization have a group of people who are handling this. From victims' point of view, I have seen many women, they still feel it's very shameful to go and tell all these kinds of things. Something which has happened with them. So when you talk of sexual harassment in that act, even if somebody passes a sexually colored remark, oh, your sari is very pretty, today you are looking so good, and in this dress you look so pretty, and whatsoever. People
Yeah.
may say it in a very normal sense, but
Mm-hmm.
it is actually a sexually colored remark, which a woman may or may not like.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say that victim, the victim has to have the full awareness about the law and has to learn that she has to speak up.
Yeah.
She has to take the support of the fellow of her friends, or more female companions, and has to speak up. There are grievance committee in everywhere, but she needs to get up and speak up. There are laws for her support. If those laws are being if she puts the things under that law, then the thing would be really troublesome for that particular, for those person who are actually creating that for those women. That would be really troublesome. So men and other people should also know that women are aware of all these things, and they can speak up, they can speak out. If they don't like this, they don't like. It's nothing. See, a lot of things earlier they used to be happening with the women, that many men used to be giving the sexual, some sexual favors. If you do this, if you are, they used to be asking for sexual favors. So if you they'll promote them if those kinds of sexual favors are given.
Yeah.
So recruitment, your promotions, your pay raise, everything has to be very, very fair. If it is not fair and somebody is being victimized and somebody is being harassed, that woman, if she doesn't speak up, either she will lose her mental balance, she will not like the work, or ultimately what would happen, she may leave the job, or she may not be that productive as she should be.
Yeah.
So the victim has to be highly aware, and the laws are there to support. And
Yeah.
the women should be fully confident about themselves. Yes, they have these degrees, they are out for the work, and they are concerned for the work, for upgradation of society, for development of society, for development of organization, or wherever, whatever field they are working, any field. They are from IT to any kind of field, the women are working in every sphere nowadays. So victim has to be aware.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Victim should not be innocent, and victim should not show other people that they are vulnerable to their comments and to their talks and to their sarcasm. Nothing doing. They cannot be vulnerable. No, they have to show that they will not tolerate all these kinds of things. So victim has to be fully aware, and victim has to be fully knowledgeable about women's rights.
Yeah.
Our country has that. Why not? Country gives us so much of rights. Ministry of Women, Child and Development gives women all the privileges. Why not?
Yeah. Sure.
Government wants women to grow. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. Sure. I think it sounds good. And so far we have covered the aspects of how gender discrimination happens and what will be reaction of the women as well as non-binary genders, and in addition to that, what kind of actions they take in case if someone is victimized. Now, let us switch to the organization's role. Like, how can we create more equitable and inclusive workplaces as well as communities that value and respect individuals regardless of their gender identity? What's your take on that, Dr. Ragini?
Yeah, organizations, particularly all of their leaders, have a very big role in creating a kind of system, or creating an engendering kind of place where everything related to gender is, I mean, all kinds of issues are being considered with respect to gender related aspects also. So the policies need to be very gender sensitive policies has to be there. So let's say if you are recruiting, there are recruitments, right? There are promotion policy, recruitment policy. So while recruitment, it has to be very, very gender neutral. There cannot be something related to that one particular job is being seen as something done by the men or something done by the women only. Maybe it is, people do show that they are following all this, but in practice it may not be. Then comes to, when it comes to giving the opportunities, for example, some training outside the country, some frequent travels, which actually build up your career path. It actually strengthens your capabilities as a worker. If I'm being sent to 10 places, 10 different offices for my work related thing, obviously my capacities would also be developed in a different manner. But if I'm not given the opportunity, because it is being considered that the male would do it better, so opportunity has to be seen that both the genders are given the equal chance. It is not that only females has to be given the chance, the male also has to be equally given the chance. Both the genders should be on the same platform. There should not be any judgment with respect to a particular gender. So whether it is a recruitment, whether it is some your training part, whether it is some gender related policies, these all organization has to actually be very very particular with respect to when they are hiring or you know pay related things. It has to be seen that whether we are taking into consideration of all gender related aspects or not. And then also the organization has to create a kind of enabling environment in the organization by creating, amongst all the people should be showing the dignity, respect to each other, to all the genders, to each other. Not that a male would look to females in a different perspective. So all the whole organization would, all men would look to the same way towards female. What's your perception towards female? So how do you project female workforce? How do you consider that these female workforce are equally important, and they have to be given all kinds of opportunities, they have to be given all kinds of trainings, time to time training on gender sensitive issues are
Mm.
very much required. It's not just one time. Mostly when people are recruited, these posh related trainings are being given. Mostly it is being given by, videos are being given to the employees, and employees are supposed to be seeing all those things. But practically how much they are imbibing and how much they are feeling that yes, they are also one of the change makers for the society. Now it's you see, when we are talking about man women discrimination, violence problems, discriminatory practice, it is mostly the man who are doing with the women. It is mostly the women are being suffered by, because a certain section of men used to be thinking in that way, or used to be practicing doing things in those manner. So sensitivity of men
Mm.
towards female,
Mm-hmm.
the male has to be really made more sensitized to
Yeah.
understand and to uh, make a view about women, that
Yeah.
it's not that if she is carrying a baby, so one has to give a sarcastic comment that how she will do. They don't have to show some pity or something like that.
Yeah.
It's the woman, she knows that how she has to carry the baby and how she has to do the work. It's her job, it's completely her job. So it's these kind of small things which men should also inculcate. So men are also going to be the very big change makers in the society if they actually start practicing many of gender equitable things.
Yeah.
They start thinking, yes, yeah, it's I mean everything is equal. They are no
Yeah.
lesser than, so
Yeah.
the coming generation, then you would find that young lot, 25, 30, these men are quite promising in these sense. I'm seeing that.
Mm.
So they are coming at a very egalitarian kind of mindset, that they
Mm.
consider that it's okay even if they go into the kitchen,
Yeah.
fine. They don't mind that. Even if the girl is sitting and doing work on the laptop, it's okay. The man can go into the kitchen and do the work.
Yeah.
So in organization, it's not like you will find in few women to be on the top, few women to be on the top. So there could be some reasons.
Mm.
There are of course some valid reasons that some women, it's not that they are not capable, or they didn't have the degrees, or they didn't have the experience or like that, but some or the other way the things are being made in such a fashion that they are being left behind.
Yeah. Great.
So I'm telling it very openly. I don't know how many people would feel it or take it badly or whatever, but this is something I have seen. This is something, a fact also, and this is something coming in the statistics as well, that many of the women are not able to reach to the higher level
Right.
in the
Yeah.
workforce.
Yeah. We must
So that
admit
is
it.
one of the
Like
sad
I think,
parts.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
that is one of the sad part also,
right.
that despite having so much of their capabilities, they have not been able to
Yeah.
reach to that.
True. Agreed. And yeah, this has been great conversation so far, and it will heavy on the topic as well. So let's add some spice to the episode, Dr. Ragini, if you are ready to share the other side of you. some personal side, I would be happy to kick off with
Okay.
the rapid fire round. Okay, let's do
Anyway,
it.
let's see.
Okay, here comes my first bullet. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Uh, I would say, whatever you are, be a good one.
Whatever you are,
Brahmling,
be a good one. Awesome. No,
be
it
a good
is
one,
so
whatever
powerful.
you
Nice. And if you are given a chance to be a dictator for a day, what rule will
yeah.
you create?
I would actually try to help out those women who have not been able to get justice. And I would like to give punishment to the people who have done heinous crime with the
Awesome. And moving to the next one, can you describe yourself in just one word?
simplicity. Simple.
Simplicity. Simple. Yeah. And given a chance to choose between invisibility versus super strength, which one would you choose and what would you do?
Actually, more of invisible rather. I'm not the one who is actually keep propagating what is happening or what is not happening. I'm more of invisible kind of thing. You can say that.
Okay. And if you are asked to act in a movie remake, which movie and character would you choose?
I actually don't watch much movies, but recently I saw that movie, Kerala Story.
Yeah.
So I liked the character of Shalini Unikrishnan. So that
Hmm.
really touched my heart. So
Oh,
that
nice.
would be the thing if I'm given the chance. That's it. Although it's very difficult.
Good one.
It's
Yeah,
very
I
challenging
heard.
and very difficult.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot about that movie. And with that, let's go and
Yeah.
fire the last bullet out of rapid fire. What is one electronic gadget that you like to see or invent yourself?
I would like to help women actually. If there is
Mhm.
some gadget which can really cook food in the pressing of a button and things are done. So there are things like good washing machines, you just press a button and things are done. So something which can really help women in domestic chores because unpaid care work is very high.
Right.
We
Yeah.
are, I mean, women are doing, and it's not, nothing is being paid for it, and
Yeah.
nothing is given any kind of acknowledgement for that. So if
Right.
there is some kind of gadget, advanced gadget, which you can really press it
Yeah.
and do lot of things for in the life of the women. I exactly do not know, but which kind of gadget, but yes, something which can really help out the women in the kitchen, which is not available so far, which
Yeah.
I think something, everything cooking in one go or something like that. I don't know whether this can be done or not, but this is really required.
Maybe a genie or an Aladdin lamp kind of thing,
At
which
least
will take
not
care of.
100%, at least 50,
Yeah.
60% or something like that.
Gotcha.
That would really make more women to come out and join the workforce and give more
Indeed.
contribution in their professions. Many of their time goes into that and they are not able to give their time
Yeah.
which they could have.
Hmm.
So that's my point. I'm being very sensitive to those issues
Yeah.
because being a woman and being a working woman, I've seen all these things, and
Hmm.
being a mother in the family, everything.
Yeah.
So I have gone through all these things. So I feel this is very important.
Absolutely. That's a good one. And with that, let's flip back to the mainstream. And here comes my next one. What will be your one piece of advice to those aspiring to make big in their careers, especially women?
See, today what I'm seeing, the young folks, they are more focused on making money.
Hmm.
People are just interested in making money rather than building up their own character and qualities. What when we used to, when I started working, each and every day counted for me. Like
Yeah.
what I learned today, what I learned tomorrow, what I will be learning tomorrow. So every day was an important day.
Yeah.
So nowadays, I feel the workforce is more focused towards what they are getting, what they are being paid, rather
Hmm.
than what they have learned. And with respect to learning and matter, they feel that everything is available on the net and they can just go through any material. But that is not learning. That is only the material is available to you. So it is very important for young people to understand that consistent hard work, and making your own quality and bringing a qualitative change in yourself each and every day, not
Hmm.
just in terms of numbers that you were earning. this much package 1 year back, and now you are earning 5 times more or 2 times more or whatsoever. There has to be more qualitative change as well in the human being, which is very much missing nowadays.
Such a great advice, and thank you so much for sharing that. And before I let you go, any feedback, any comment on how is it being hosted on the Guiding Voice platform?
This is really good, a good opportunity, good platform to speak, and I would actually love to have more conversations with people like you. There are a lot of burning topics on which I can speak on, and especially related to gender aspects, I would be really interested. So this is a good platform. I would say that these kinds of things can give the visibility to the people, and give a very good chance to speak up their what they think and what they would like to convey to the entire society.
Absolutely. Dr. Ragini, thank you so much for joining me. And it was a pleasure talking to you, and really appreciate your time as well as insights that you have shared. And keep up the great work that you are doing in terms of eliminating this gender discrimination. And I'm sure your contributions are invaluable to the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, friends, that was our episode with Dr. Ragini Sahai. And before we move into the trivia section, here is a request to you. In case if you haven't subscribed to us already, please subscribe now. And in case if you are listening to this episode on Spotify or Apple, go ahead and follow. And if possible, request you to leave a rating as well as review so that it will help us reach wider audience. And also, if you have loved this conversation and found the episode useful, request you to share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who can benefit from the Guiding Voice. And thanks much in advance. Now let's hop into the trivia segment of today's episode. So today we had a powerful conversation around gender discrimination, and I would like to share some metrics around the same. So worldwide, nearly 1 in 4 girls between the ages of 15 and 19 are neither employed nor in education or training, compared to 1 in 10 boys. And some 1 in 20 girls between the ages of 15 and 19, and which accounts to around 13 million globally, have experienced forced sex in their lifetimes. So these are some mind-boggling facts, and which are actually worrying us, and all of us should strive towards eliminating this gender discrimination, and at the same time stop this sexual harassment, especially related to girl children, right? So I'm really curious to understand what you or your organization is doing in order to promote gender equality, inclusion at your workplace. And in case if you have any best practices to share, please feel free to comment if you are watching it on YouTube, or if you have found this episode on an audio platform, just reach out to me on any social media platform and share your thoughts, and I would be happy to talk about them in future episodes. So folks, that's all for today. Thank you once again for tuning in, and do not forget to share your topic recommendations as well as guest speaker suggestions either through social media, or you can also email me at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com. I'm your host Navin Samala, just a fellow professional and a passionate learner on a mission to make the world a better place to live through conversations that matter and conversations that add value to your life and to your career. Until next time, bye-bye. See you all in the next episode with another wonderful guest. Take care.